Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what about you do people find unforgettable. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm now going to show you crystals for each pile. So for pile number 1, we have Lapis Lazuli. And we have the Lady of the Lake. For pile number 2, we have aquamarine. And we have the Water Faery. And for pile number 3, we have Tiger's Eye. And we have the Fire Fairy. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be a pile for today. But of course, if you're drawn to more than one pile, always trust your intuition. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose this Lapis Lazuli crystal and the Lady of the Lake card number 8 with absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what do people find unforgettable about you? What about you do people find unforgettable? So I'm going to be using the Wisdom of the Avalon Oracle deck and the Victorian Fairy Tarot. And if I feel the need, I'll add more cards later on or not. So yeah, let's get started with your reading. Please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. So spirit guides of my pile number 1. Spirit guides of my pile number 1. What is it about my pile number 1s that people find unforgettable? We have the Horse with accepting help from another, delegating authority, card number 26. What is it about my pile number 1s that people find unforgettable? We have the Wind Fairy with thoughts, words, and intellectual analysis, card number 29. And at the back of the deck, we have wealth. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be physically wealthy. You could have an inner richness within your soul. It kind of reminds me of, when food is rich and it's just delicious. People see you like that. So let's get your tarot cards. Okay, so spirit guides of my pile number 1s. What do people find unforgettable about them? So we have the 2 of Summer coming up first, and this is the 2 of Cups. We have the 7 of Spring, which is the 7 of Wands. What do people find unforgettable about my pile 1s? What about them is so unforgettable? We have the 10 of Spring, which is the 10 of Wands. We have the Emperor. We have the 7 of Summer, which is the 7 of Cups. We have the Nine of Winter, which is the Nine of Swords. And one more card, Spirit. We have the Eight of Winter, which is the Eight of Swords. And at the back of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So, what it is about you that people find unforgettable, my pile number ones? What I'm really getting from your pile, the first thing that is showing up for me a lot, in terms of physicality, I feel like people find you to be someone with a lot of physical attractiveness, with the Two of Cups and the Wind Fairy. Especially the type of physical attractiveness that is very romantic. I see you having a romantic essence to you. And I see you having this type of energy of a little bit of a seductiveness towards you, but it's not like you try to be with the Wind Fairy because, it's kind of covered here, but it gives me the vibe of like, since her clothes are a little bit more transparent, an energy of you having a seductiveness to you in the way that you look. People find you to be a very peaceful soul. I'm looking at the Wind Fairy here and she just looks at peace as if the wind is kind of blowing in her hair. A lot of you could be air signs since we have all this air energy here, but it doesn't have to be. I also see a lot of fire energy and water energy too. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, I see Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, I see Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Though those are just signs I see, doesn't necessarily have to be your sign. In terms of your actual personality traits and what people find unforgettable about you, the first thing that is coming to mind when I look at this Lady of the Lake card is the energy of the Justice card. I don't know why I'm getting the Justice card from that, but I am. And you being someone that shows up in this truth of who you are. What is unforgettable about you is that you remain authentic to yourself. You're not someone to be put in a box. People could see you as quite free-spirited in a way because, we have the Wind Fairy, the horse. The horse represents freedom. So people could see you as quite free-spirited and like you're not one to be put in a box or to be having labels on you. You may be seen as someone that is quite multidimensional or multi-talented, or you could just be a very busy person with the Ten of Wands. Not the type of free-spirited where it's like carefree, but it's like you're very busy with many different things, if that makes sense. When I say multidimensionality, you could have many passions, many hobbies, or many types of goals. Like even with the Seven of Cups here, many different opportunities you want to go after in your life. So people could see you as a busy bee that has many passions and hobbies. But then you also have this free-spirited quality to you. Because I was also, when I was closing my eyes, I was seeing a plane. So people may perceive you to be someone that travels a lot or wants to travel in this lifetime, and you're putting in a lot of work, a lot of hard work into your career to be able to have maybe even financial freedom with the horse and the wealth card at the back of the deck, so that you're able to do things for you, maybe your family, your partner, travel alone, like do things that feel sweet and feel like you're really taking pleasure in life, if that makes sense. People see you as a very courageous person where you're seen as very bold, like you put yourself out there in some way in terms of whatever it is you want. And that's what's unforgettable about you. I'm also seeing an energy here of you really knowing your worth And Seven of Wands here tells me that with the Seven of Cups, you could be seen as a very lucky person, or you could be seen as a person that has, many opportunities come to you. And you could be seen as a person that, because of that, with the Seven of Wands here, you may experience jealousy, because we first have the Six of Wands, which is success. And then after that, we have the Seven of Wands, which is, defending your success. And over here we see a man trying to grow his crop, and these birds are trying to interfere. So it's like he's fighting them off. And I feel like you could be known for the fact that because you have a lot of this intelligence and this potential to reach that success and to reach, all the different opportunities you want, not for superficial reasons, but for a reason of wanting to fulfill some kind of purpose, wanting to do what you love with the Two of Cups, and keep yourself busy with your purpose, with your plan, with the Emperor here, since he's holding, like a map. So you're seen to have a plan for your life and to put in a lot of responsibility towards your endeavors and what you want to achieve in your life. And, because of that, and because of your intelligence as well, with the Wind Fairy, thoughts, words, intellectual analysis, people see you as very smart and with a lot of potential to reach success, and that's something they find unforgettable. But because of that, they may perceive you to have certain people try to be jealous of that, or try to downplay your achievements or successes. However, they see you as, well, people see you as someone that fights for what you want and defends yourself. And if someone is gonna come to you and disrespect you, you are gonna defend yourself. Although with the Two of Cups showing up in the center of your reading as the first card, you're seen as a very loving person. A person that has a lot of love in your heart. You really connect to your heart space. But then if someone is going to come around and disrespect you, you're going to stand up for yourself. You're going to speak your truth. So this is something people find unforgettable, because it's like you're such a loving person, but at the same time, you're not one to mess with. And I think that's something people really look up to in you. It's something people really respect about you. That's what I'm getting here. Because you know your worth. It shows up as you know your worth. And I feel like you've maybe cut certain people out of your life that were kind of like just causing conflict with you, or just not caring about your well-being, because here in this Ten of Wands, we see this man stepping on this man because he's just not looking where he's going. So you may be known in the sense of people don't forget the fact that you've maybe cut certain people out of your life that have been careless towards you and your well-being and your love. Maybe you're someone that gives a lot of love, but maybe you've had certain people in your life just kind of step on you. I'm hearing that song She Walks on Me by Hole. So this is what I see here, but then at the same time, because of the self-respect you have and self-worth you have, people find you unforgettable, because it's like there's a certain amount of self-respect here, and due to that, it seems like you're now starting to attract, relationships in your life. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, that really love you and really cherish you. And you could be seen as a person that is really sweet, that is really sensual, but also you could be seen as a pure soul. That's what I'm getting from your energy. That's what's unforgettable about you. You could also be seen as someone that is trying to create something within your own life, within your goals, within the things you want. So you could be seen as a very goal-orientated person, and that could be seen as unforgettable about you. But people also see you as very beautiful and sensual, very attractive, but then also humble and modest at the same time. I'm getting the vibe like people think your scent is unforgettable, like there's something about you smelling good always. And this kind of scene in this Two of Cups reminds me of the Little Mermaid when she is in a boat with Eric. So you could have a certain love story if you are in a romantic connection that is unforgettable in some way, or you could have that in the future if that's not in your life right now. And with the tadpole leaves, I'm really getting this energy of transformation surrounding connections in your life. You may have been seen to go through certain challenges and hardships in your life that may have kept you stuck for a while with the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, made you very worried, made you maybe overthink. And because you're someone with such an intelligent mind, with a mind that just people see it as your mind is just so great. You have amazing ideas. You have a mind that just works like a computer, is what I'm hearing. Even if you don't see yourself this way, this is how others see you. They just see you as so intelligent in your mind with so many good ideas that sometimes you may sometimes overthink when things aren't working out, or when you're feeling stuck in the situation you're in or the hardship you're in. But since these fairies are, playfully wrapping a string around her and she can't take the tray to the person she's supposed to take it to, it gives me the vibe that maybe you broke free from that you weren't stuck for long, and that maybe wittiness or laughter kind of got you by, if that makes sense. Because I see these little fairies as very witty and like they're making a joke. So I see it as like maybe people see you as a very funny person or as a very witty person with good comebacks, but also like you're able to make light out of um hard moments, like hardships. You're able to take the kind of positive out of it, if that makes sense. I don't know exactly how to describe that, but that's what I'm seeing. Or you could be seen as a person, for some of you, that maybe jokes about the things that have went wrong, but then you found wisdom from it. You found more knowledge from those moments that kept you stuck. That is what is unforgettable about you. Like how you took a situation that once kept you stuck and found wisdom from it and learned from it and really understood it within your mind. You could be seen as a person that is reliable to others, that has a lot of stability. And this is what makes you unforgettable, because you're that one person everyone can rely on, or your friends can rely on, those closest to your heart. I'm getting like people find the fact that you're such a romantic soul unforgettable, and the fact that you are so generous with your love with everyone around you. I'm seeing a mental image of a cat and how, a cat always lands on its feet. So this could be how people remember you and what's unforgettable about you, because it's like, even if you go through hardships, you're always going to land on your feet. And cats are also very independent, and horses too. So you could be seen as a very independent, self-sufficient person. And it's like you have the courage to put yourself out there. You have the courage to be yourself in the world, speak your truth, speak about the things you want to speak about. I'm getting that you are seen as a person that, even if a situation tries to keep you stuck there, you're always going to move around it or out of it. It's like you're always one step ahead. I'm thinking of a cat and how, if you try to keep a cat in your arms, it's going to move out. It's going to like kind of slither out. I don't know why I'm saying slither. Maybe you have like, um, a snake-like energy in a good way. There are good and bad meanings of both animal, so snakes' energies are transformation. So you could be seen as a person that transforms through negative experiences. I'm also getting people could see you as quite spiritual, and your knowledge and your wisdom could be unforgettable in some way. You could be seen as someone that really stands up for others. With me, thinking of the justice card with this card, like you could be seen as someone that stands up for others, that like if someone is sitting alone, you're going to go talk to them, or something along those lines. Something about that trait is unforgettable. I'm also seeing you're someone that helps others, that you're very caring, and that's unforgettable about you because you're very generous with your help, but you're also very receptive to others helping you. And that is something seen as, noble and courageous because you're allowing that receptivity to come in. You're allowing someone else to kind of help you in that situation. I'm getting the word endurance, like from the horse. And, when you really want something, you have that endurance to go after it. So, what else, Spirit? How can we end off this reading? Something about the sound of your voice, the words you use, is unforgettable. Because it's like I said, there's something about your mind, the way your mind works, the way you perceive things, that people find unforgettable, the things you have said to them, the tone of your voice, the wisdom, the knowledge you have. That's what I'm getting most of all. So this is your reading, my pal ones. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pal number twos. If you chose this aquamarine crystal and the water fairy with feelings and emotions, card number 28, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what do people find unforgettable about you. So what about you is unforgettable? We're going to be using the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck and the Victorian Fairy Tarot. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. So spirit guides of my pile number twos. What about my pile number twos do people find unforgettable? We have Risk, card number 40. What about my pile number twos is unforgettable to others? And we have Trust, card number 47. So it's interesting that you have two paths next to each other. Very interesting. I'm noticing this card also wants to come out, the Dog, Loyalty, Sincerity, and Unconditional Love. Let's see if it fits here. So this is your card number 19. And at the back of the deck, we have the Cow with Nourishment, Abundance, Asking, and Receiving. Okay, so now let's look at your tarot cards. So spirit guides of my pile number twos. What about my pile number twos is seen as unforgettable to others? We have the Four of Summer, which is the Four of Cups. We have the Herald of Autumn, which is the Page of Pentacles. We have the Moon. Ah, I love this card for you. It's such a pretty card. What about my pile number twos is unforgettable? We have the Seven of Spring, which is the Seven of Wands. What about my pile number twos is unforgettable? We have the Hanging Fairy. We have the Herald of Winter, which is the Page of Swords. And lastly, we have the Knight of Winter, which is the Knight of Swords. I love your cards today. At the back of the deck, we have the Eight of Summer, which is the Eight of Cups. And I'm getting an energy here. This may not resonate for everyone, but I'm getting an energy of walking away from a person that betrayed you or a situation that felt like a betrayal, or walking away from a connection or a job or something that didn't serve you in the end, where it would have felt like self-betrayal staying there. So some of you have prominent ancestors or passed on loved ones here in your reading. If that doesn't resonate, that's okay. That's probably for some of you, not all of you. What I'm really getting from your pile, what people find unforgettable about you, people see you as a very dreamy, ethereal person. That's what I'm really getting from the moon and the water fairy. Like this kind of dreamy essence you have. You have this lunar essence to you, this watery essence to you, in the way that, people perceive you. Even if you're not a water sign, you could just be seen as a person that is very much like flowing all the time, because when we think of water, water is always flowing. Water is a nurturing element. It's an element that has a lot of cleansing and healing energy. Okay, and water is that element that feels. It's the element of feeling and feeling deeply. So people could see you as a person that feels deeply. And when we think of the water, the tides control the water, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like you allow your intuition and your cycles of emotions to let you flow to wherever it needs to flow to. So water doesn't stay stagnant in one place, you know what I mean? And water is always flowing to where the cycle is taking them, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but I see you and people see you as a person that is ever growing, ever changing, always moving with the tide, always moving with the flow of wherever your intuition is leading you to. I'm hearing that song by Nelly Furtado that's like, I'm like a bird, I always fly away. And I'm getting the vibe of like, not maybe how she says it in the song, but you're always flowing to where you need to flow to, where your intuition is taking you to. You're never staying stuck in one place. And that's something people find unforgettable about you, because it's like the person they encounter today is not the person they're going to encounter next week. You could be seen as someone that feels things very deeply, and you honor your feelings. You honor the way that you feel. You honor what your body is telling you. You honor what your intuition is telling you. You could also be seen as a very intuitive person too. And that could be seen as something so unforgettable about you. Just the way you always trust and honor your intuition. Because I feel like a lot of people feel like they have that intuitive side to them, but maybe they don't always trust it, or they don't always honor it, and you do, and that's something people find inspiring. People also see you as quite an enlightened person that has gone through your own journey of transformation. The reason I say that is because these mushrooms here remind me of enlightenment and reaching a stage of spiritual awareness and spiritual awakenings, and people see you as a very spiritual person or a very religious person, depending on who's watching this, but also a person with a lot of light and purity. Because the moon reflects the light, so it's like you're reflecting light on everyone and everything around you. Okay, so this is what is so memorable about you, what's so unforgettable. And I feel like with these beautiful, cute moths here, I think they're lunar moths, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check on Google. Okay, yeah, they are. So you're seen as someone that is always transforming the self, that is always going within and, using your emotions, honing in on those powerful emotions to gain the sense of self-awareness and transformation, because I'm looking at the water here and how he's seeing his own reflection in the water. So people could see you as a very self-aware person, and that's something unforgettable, because it's like you're able to look at your reflection. I'm hearing that song by Ariana Grande that's like something like The Reflection. Let me just get the song quickly. It was fetus Ariana Grande at 11 years old. Oh my gosh, I used to listen to that song all the time when I was younger. Let's just see the lyrics. I had no idea she was 11 years old there. Well, in the song, she says, "Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know? Somehow I can't hide who I am, though I've tried. When will my reflection show who I am inside?" Mm. So maybe you've dealt with certain feelings of. Okay, I'm not a medical professional, but I'm just getting the energy since I've dealt with this myself, and this may not be something everyone resonates with. So I'm getting the vibe of dissociation, or what is that word when we don't know who we are, like not that we don't know who we are, like we can't it feels like life isn't real. My Pisces Mercury is just forgetting words today. Just bear with me, pile 2. Oh, it's depersonalization. Depersonalization, that feeling like you're not real or like life is not real. Or dissociation. So I don't know if some of you have dealt with PTSD in your own life or something like that, but of course I'm not a medical professional. If you relate to that energy, then you relate to it. But I'm also someone that can't diagnose. I'm just feeling the energy based off of feelings I felt before in my own life. You know, like when I feel the energy, there is a similarity there. So maybe you've also dealt with certain things to heal in yourself, you know. It doesn't necessarily have to be the things I've mentioned, but maybe it's also something where some of you dealt with certain insecurities, like seeing yourself in the reflection and everything like that, and dealing with certain insecurities within, you know, personality traits or within yourself, and you know, looking within and healing from that. That's what I'm really getting from that, because it's like now you're able to look at your reflection and feel at peace with it. So maybe people see you as a person that has healed a lot of emotional situations, or healed a lot of insecurities within yourself, where you're able to become more comfortable with who you are, with your reflection, with who you are in your personality. And I guess that self-awareness has come to a place where it's not like big waves that are uncontrollable, but it's come to a place where it's a healthy self-awareness, where I'm looking at my reflection and feeling at peace, and the water is just flowing calmly, if that makes sense. So people could see you and, you know, could really remember you to have gone on that journey of inner reflection, of finding yourself, of understanding yourself deeply, you know, going within to heal, to transform yourself. And, you know, these tadpole leaves also represent an energy of transformation. And here we see lotus flowers on her hair. So people really find you unforgettable because you have rebirthed yourself in a way people have not seen many times before. It's a very rare thing. I'm hearing that song Rare by Selena Gomez now. There's something very rare about you, where you're able to trust and honor your intuition, but also able to trust and honor what your emotions are telling you, and allow those emotions to flow naturally. And I think that's very inspiring to people, the fact that you are able to honor your emotions and be so comfortable with that, because it's like a lot of the times in the world we are conditioned to put our emotions to the side, to bury them deep down, to be ashamed of them, but it's human nature to feel. And there's something about that that people really love about you. I feel like crying, it inspires people in a way where it touches their heart, because they've seen the transformations you've gone through. And it's like, oh, I can go through that too. So that's something people really relate to about you and find unforgettable. I really feel like crying. I don't know why. I guess I'm feeling the emotions of others, like looking in on you in your life. Yeah, so you've reached enlightenment and you know who you are right now. Like, no one can tell you, oh, you're this type of person. You know who you are. You're very self aware. That's what's unforgettable. So, I'm really drawn to look at the spiritual meaning of the lunar moth. Let's just see what it says. Yeah, change, transformation, the divine feminine, spiritual enlightenment, inner guidance, intuition, adaptability, or connection with nature. Aww. And like these lunar moths, you could be seen as very beautiful, but in a very ethereal and dreamy way. Like you have this dreaminess to you. You could be someone that daydreams a lot or like has your head in the clouds. You could be seen as someone that adapts to every situation that is put in front of you with a lot of, this connection to the divine feminine energy. If you connect to that, if you feel drawn to that. And I feel like with all these white flowers, you're seen as a pure soul for real. You trust your inner guidance and you don't listen to other people's opinions. This hanging fairy reminds me of like, when a kid, when they're like, la, 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 I'm not listening to you because his hands are over his ears. So it's like, I'm not listening to the advice of other people, especially if they're not in the place I want to be, because I'm going to listen and trust to my own intuition. And even if I'm stuck in a web of my own making, even if I make a mistake along the line, I'm going to get myself out of that, and I'm going to learn from my own mistakes and trust in myself. So people really find that unforgettable because it's like, they may think their advice is the best scenario for you, but actually what your intuition is showing you is the best for you, even if it doesn't seem that way in the moment. And even if the outcome doesn't seem that way in the moment, it always leads to something that is meant for you to find. Like I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune clairvoyantly. So even if it seems like the outcome isn't great at first, it leads to something better, if that makes sense. Like I'm being taken to an example of someone feeling the need to travel somewhere and their parents saying, "No, that's not the right way to go," or something like that. You need to go study or whatever. And maybe they go travel and they find a job opportunity there that they really love, that they never expected. It's like that type of energy of your intuition leading you somewhere in a direction that no one expected, not even you. So you're seen as someone that is a risk taker, and you trust yourself, but a good type of risk taker where it leads you to the sacred journey you're meant to be on. So you stay loyal to yourself and what your intuition is telling you to do. And with the Seven of Wands, you're really able to stand up for yourself and speak up for yourself with the Page of Swords, even if it comes across as cold, even if it comes across as you being a little bit of a rebel. Well, I don't see you as a rebel. I see you as someone that just trusts what your own inner guidance is telling you. And that always leads you to the best outcome, to where you're meant to be. But what is also unforgettable about you is the fact that you're so loyal, so sincere. People see you to have like this golden retriever energy, very cute, very lovable, and you're someone that really loves, at a great amount. Like you have a very big heart, and that's something people see. People see you as very playful, and I feel like a lot of the things people find unforgettable is like a lot of people that have been closer to you, and the way you've been so loyal to them, the way you've been like a ride or die for them, is like something that people will always remember, even people from your past, because there is no one like you. You're one of a kind, is what I'm hearing from Spirit, and that genuinity you have is something people will always remember, because you're seen as someone, everyone can rely on and really trust, because you're always going to be there. But what people also really always remember is that empathy you hold, how you're like, it's reminding me of the Queen of Cups, this water fairy, like your depth, your empathy, how you're always there for others, and how much of a big heart you have, how much generosity you have. That's something that is really unforgettable, because it's like maybe even the things you've done for people that were close to you in your life at one point or still are. It's like they'll always remember the little things you did for them, or the little things you said to them, how you really brightened up their day with you, just you being you, you know what I mean? Like when you come home to your dog after a long day of stressful work and your dog is all playful and happy go lucky. Kind of reminds me of that energy, like you brightening up people's day, even when they're stressed out, even when they're, going through things of their own. It's like you're seen as everyone's best friend in a way. So that's really cool. You may be remembered, or something very memorable about you is your connection to nature and the earth and Mother Gaia. You could be someone that really cares for the earth, that really cares for animals, that really cares for people. Um, if you've ever gone on nature walks with people, something about those memories could be unforgettable, or certain memories people have with you just being you, that's unforgettable too. And you make people feel safe and relaxed. You have this very relaxing, serene presence that is also unforgettable. And I feel like the last thing I'm seeing here is really how even if even if you don't have all the knowledge in the world on a specific topic, it's like you're going to really collect. I'm seeing Tinkerbell, and is it Tinkerbell? I don't know. Like a fairy collecting a bunch of things to make something great. I'm not sure if it's Tinkerbell. I'm trying to think of the movie I'm seeing in my mind. It was that movie with the fairy. I'm sure it's Tinkerbell, and then you have like the water fairy with the water droplets. And then she's collecting all those trinkets to make things. I don't know. Yeah, I'm seeing that, like maybe you collect a lot of knowledge here and there on how to do certain things, even if you don't have all the knowledge, even if you're not an expert, you're like good at finding and collecting different things from different places to reach that wisdom and enlightenment. And what is unforgettable about you is how, when you really want something, you're going to go after it and trust in what your intuition is telling you. So, this is your reading, my pal twos. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pal number threes. If you chose this Tiger's Eye Crystal and the Fire Fairy with creative action and optimism, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what about you do people find unforgettable. So please be aware this is a general reading, only take what resonates to leave the rest. So we're going to be using the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck and the Victorian Fairy Tarot. So let's get started with your reading. I'm not sure if I said this is card number 30. So let's go ahead and see what cards you have. So, Spirit Guides of my pile number threes. What do people find unforgettable about them? We have Birth and Rebirth, card number 50. It's so interesting how it doesn't say death rebirth, but birth rebirth. So let's see what your other cards are. Okay, we have the Spider with Creative Projects, card number 15. And we have an extra card for you. Let me just move these cards up. We have Partnership, card number 32. So what's really interesting, I suggest you watch pile number 2 if you were drawn, because pile number 2 also had this energy of rebirth. But yours is probably in a different way. You know, if you were drawn, you can. If you're not, it's okay. But they also had two of these journey markers, like, and you do too. So that's very interesting. So these two cards wanted to pop out. So we have the Merlin, Alchemy, Justice, Balance at the back of the deck, and Beauty with the butterfly. Butterflies are also symbols of transformation, but you know, people could find you unforgettable in your physical beauty as well. You know, like I'm thinking of a caterpillar that transforms into a butterfly. And that's not to say that you weren't beautiful before, but maybe you could have had some kind of huge glow up or transformation within your physical look that people really find memorable. So just take it as it resonates. Or you could have been seen as an always beautiful person, but maybe as time goes by and as you get older, like I'm getting, you have a very youthful look to you with the Fire Fairy, that maybe you age like fine wine. That's what I'm hearing. So spirit guides of my pile, 1111. Aw. I love that. Okay, so spirit guides on my pile number 3. I feel very excited during your reading. Like, I feel very upbeat. That could be something about you people find really memorable. Like this upbeat energy you have, active electric energy you have, and you make people feel excited with your excitement and optimism. Okay, very happy-go-lucky energy. We have the 8 of Winter, which is the 8 of Swords. Hearing a baby cry in next door. So maybe you couldn't, maybe some of you didn't have, you know, easy childhoods with the 8 of Swords here. It felt like very much like you were stuck. What I'm also getting from this card, we see these fairy children wrapping her around with a string and trying to be a little bit witty and funny, but she looks a little bit upset, like I'm trying to take this this plate to someone, and does that make sense? So maybe some of you didn't feel stuck, but I'm getting like maybe the situation at home wasn't really great. Like maybe some of you, it wasn't great, but you still got by. You still found ways to make light of the situation, if that makes sense. Like I'm getting from childhood, maybe someone here grew up with a single parent that was very stressed out, but always made it work, or a parent that, or parents that had many children, where it was like very hard to take care of everyone at once. Like I'm getting, for example, maybe twins or something like that. That may not resonate with everyone, but it could have taken some help from others, like for example, single parents, or maybe not growing up with much money, something along those lines. But I'm seeing like you as a kid always be like witty and funny and make light of hectic situations. And it kind of cheered everyone up. That's what I want to say, like from a young age. Even if it's not like in your home life, maybe you were just that type of person that was very witty or funny when other people were in stuck situations, where you just always knew how to lighten people up in some way, if that makes sense. So we have the 6 of Spring, which is the 6 of, I just need to check. 6 of Wands. Sometimes these card names are kind of confusing. Just bear with me. What about my pile number 3s is Unforgettable. We have the King of Spring, which is the King of Wands. I don't know why this card reminds me of the 6 of Pentacles. Because, like, they're all helping her get ready. So maybe you could have 6 of Pentacles energy, because at first I was going to say 6 of Pentacles. Like you could be known for your generosity. That could be something really memorable about you, the way you've given to others. Like if you've ever given thoughtful gifts, or if you've ever given words of compliments that really made people feel good inside, or if you've ever like done something for someone that was really touching their heart, like that's something coming through really greatly. Maybe you're that type of friend for some of you. This may not resonate with everyone, that always has clothes to borrow for your friends or always does their makeup, because I'm getting that vibe from this card. Or you just know how to make people feel beautiful. Maybe we have some people here that work in the beauty industry. May not resonate with everyone, just a few people. Or you just know how to make people feel beautiful with compliments. Something about that is coming through. So I felt these cards wanted to come out. The Six of Summer, which is the Six of Cups. I'm feeling something with my nails energetically, so maybe some of you do nails, or maybe some of you just look very beautiful or have nice nails, and like I'm seeing like makeovers or something like that with your friends. Like, I don't know why I'm picking up on that energy, but it could resonate with someone here. We have the Queen of Summer, which is the Queen of Cups. I love Queen of Cups energy for you, especially this Queen of Cups. She looks so relaxed and laid back. People could remember you for your laid back demeanor. We have the Fortitude card, which is the Strength card. We have the Nine of Summer, which is the Nine of Cups. I think that's all the cards I'm going to pull. If I need extra cards, I'm just going to put these ones here. At the back of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups. So I'm smelling a beautiful scent. I feel like people see you as very glamorous in some way. People like your scent. People like the way that you look, think you're very beautiful, think you're very glamorous in some way, think you've gone through some kind of glow up or transformation within the way that you look. You could be also seen as very sexy with the Fire Fairy. Kind of reminds me of the Queen of Wands. Divine feminine energy hearing by Mac Miller. So you have that kind of energy. I'm hearing muse, like you're seen as a muse to others. You're seen as an inspiration to others. That makes sense. Like this card reminds me of Queen of Wands energy, and the Queen of Wands is an inspiration to others, in my opinion. You know, you're seen as a person that really has a lot of optimism. It's like you're spreading joy everywhere you go. You really know how to make light of terrible moments even, and I feel like you're seen as the light of people's lives, especially those closest to you. Um, you really know how to make others feel good. You really could be seen as a friend that, you know, compliments and cheerleads your other friends. Like, I'm getting you really hype up your friends around you. I'm seeing someone take photos of their friends and like be like, "Yes, you look so good. Yes, queen." Something like that. Or like you just know how to take really good photos of others and make them feel good. Or you just know how to really give compliments or how to make people feel good with the words you say, with the way that you act towards them. Um, if anyone here has close sisters or brothers, I'm picking up on that, and like just the way you were together and like the way you interacted together. Maybe you always made them laugh, or you always knew how to make them smile even when they were upset, or like I'm getting maybe someone was upset. It doesn't have to be siblings, but like maybe like someone's upset or crying, but you always know how to make them laugh. And I'm getting that vibe of like, I want to cry or be upset, but now you're making me laugh. And now I'm like, why are you making me laugh? Like that type of energy. When I look at the Fire Fairy, I'm clairvoyantly seeing Dragon from Shrek. And how, you know, she was very fierce and powerful, but then at the same time she ended up being with Donkey, and you know, being very flirtatious with him and being very sweet with him. So you could be seen to have this powerful I'm hearing the word regal side to you, but also ruthless side to you. Like if someone really gets on your bad side, kind of like the Black Widow, like you're not someone to mess with, is what I'm getting. People sometimes fear your like ruthlessness if they're gonna get on your bad side, like a dragon. But you're also seen as someone that has kindness in your heart with the Queen of Cups. It's like how you treat me is the side of me that you're gonna get. So I see that quote like, however you treat me is the side of me you're gonna get. I'm clairvoyantly seeing Moana, and when she had to bring back the hearts of Tafiti. I don't know if I'm saying that word right, sorry. I haven't watched it in a long time. But yeah, she had to bring back the heart, and she was like scary and angry and like all fiery. Not scary, but you get what I mean. And then when she put the heart back, she was green and peaceful and looked sort of like Mother Earth. So I'm getting that vibe like there is two sides to you, a duality to you. And people like that about you actually, because it's like people see you as you're not fake. If people are going to say something to you and be disrespectful to you, they're going to get that fiery, feisty side to you. But if they come to you with kindness and respect and gentleness, they're going to get a gentle, very beautiful side to you, like Mother Earth kind of energy. If that makes sense. Like a very peaceful, kind hearted, compassionate vibe from you. I feel like people see you as very powerful and like very mystical in some way. People see you as someone very creative too. I mean, we have creative action, creative projects here. So it's like people could remember you for your creativity in some way. Whether it is you liking to bake, you liking to do your own hair, makeup, outfits, fashion, maybe you have a great and amazing fashion style that is really creative. Maybe some of you write, maybe some of you paint, maybe some of you can sing. Maybe some of you are creative in the way that you decorate your home and people really remember that. Um, whatever way of creativity you relate to, maybe it's even in your job, like having a lot of creative ideas. That could be something people really remember about you and is unforgettable in some way. Just that creative spark you have. I feel the word of innovation. I don't know how to say that, but I feel the word innovation. People see you as very innovative. And in your pile, I feel very happy-go-lucky and very like laughy and smiley and, like cheery. So that's something people really remember you by. And I feel like crying all of a sudden as I say that, like tears of joy in my eyes. So I feel like that's something that really touches people's hearts because I'm getting, even at work, even at school, or even just the closest people around you, like when they're in a bad mood, you somehow know how to light them up and bring life back, bring that spark of passion, joy back after sadness, after pain. Like, I really feel like crying. I feel this is the energies of others and how they view you, especially those closest to you, like your family members, your friends, your loved ones. Yeah, like it's like you always know how to cheer people up. I'm getting the energies of partner in crime. Like you're very loyal to your friends. That's something people love about you and people find unforgettable, your loyalty, because it's like I'm getting the vibe of someone here. Let's say your friend has a person cheat on them, right? You're like, let's go scratch their car together. I don't know, maybe not that extreme, or like, um, maybe not that extreme, but it's like that kind of ride or die friend is how people see you. I'm not telling anyone to do anything like that, but I just feel that energy of like, you're not someone to judge another person. Like, if it comes to that, it comes to that. Like, you're their partner in crime kind of energy. I don't know. It maybe not is that extreme, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Or you could just have that energy to you that feels like very spontaneous is the word I'm getting. I don't know why I'm feeling the energies of words for you, spontaneity. And it's like, I feel like if you were my friend and I had to call you up at some hour and be like, let's go here, or let's just spontaneously travel for the weekend to this place, I feel like you'd be down for that or down for anything. I feel like that's something people find unforgettable about you for a lot of you. And that fierceness and confidence you have within yourself. People perceive you to be very fierce and sassy and confident. And it makes other people feel good as well. I feel like people see you as very relaxed and laid back too. Like maybe you're that one friend or one person, I can come over and watch movies with. I'm just putting myself in the shoes of your friends and those closest to you, like watching movies and eating popcorn together and being very chilled, laid back, laughing at memes together, sending each other memes. Like maybe you're that one friend or lover that always sends people memes or reels that are funny. Like you have a charisma to you, I'm hearing, and you're seen as very funny, very fun to be around. You're like a celebration to be around, is what I feel. I feel people just love to be around you. You're just a vibe, you're just an experience. And I feel here you have a lot of inner strength within you. You could really care for animals, nature, everything around you. Like, even as I look at the spider, I'm seeing a memory of someone in my school where, like, I'm really scared of spiders, even though I have these spiders here. But, like, recently I've been loving spiders more because my grandma sends me a lot of signs of spiders. But anyways, there was a person in my school that whenever there was a spider, she wasn't afraid of them. Like other people would be like, "Oh, kill it because it's scary." But then she'd take it outside. Like I'm getting that type of vibe. Like for some of you, like maybe you love insects, all insects, or you just love nature. You love animals, and you care for every little creature on this planet. And it's like I'm getting the vibe people see you as harmless, like you wouldn't hurt a fly. And that compassion and that kindness in your heart is what makes you so strong. You know what I mean? And I feel like with the Nine of Cups, people see you as everyone's dream girl, dream boy, dream partner, dream friend. It's like you're a dream come true. You're just a vibe. That's what I'm getting. And even like these fireflies, how they're lighting up, like I feel like that's you. You light up people's lives. Um, and I'm thinking of bees and honey, like you're very sweet too. You could be seen as a very busy, busy bee too. Like you could be seen as very multidimensional, like you have many hobbies, many passions, many interests. I'm getting the vibe of like you could be very, what's the word, mysterious in a way where you don't show your cards to people. What is that thing? Poker face? I don't know. That's what I'm getting. I'm also getting like you've been put into preparation for something big within this lifetime. Like people see you to have a very big purpose, to be having a lot of leadership energy. And if you really want something, you have a lot of ambition to go after it and create it within your life. And I'm getting for this pile like so many messages. There's so many things about you that are unforgettable. With the spider, you know how the spider creates its web. You could be seen as someone that really has great manifestation skills because it represents creating our reality, creating the web we want to live in. You could be very much like that person that people remember you for your home because, the spider creates its web to live in. You could be seen as a very nurturing person since the Queen of Cups is opposite it. Maybe some of you are parents, or maybe some of you have pet babies, and the way you treat them really shows through. Or maybe you're someone that really cares about family, your home, or friends that you call family. You could be seen as that life partner to your person if you have anyone specific romantic in your life, or you could be seen as the person that is like wifey or husband material with partnership. And I'm getting you feel like home to people. You feel like you literally feel like home to people. But I'm also getting you've rebirthed a lot of things within your life. You've transformed a lot within your own life, but in a way where it feels like laughter is the best medicine. Like I'm rebirthing myself and bringing joy back into my life. So maybe you've gone through an internal healing journey of feeling and letting go and releasing, yes, but it feels very much like I'm rebirthing my life by creating my life, by creating the reality I do want to live, by bringing passion back into my life, by thinking of what makes me joyful. Does that make sense? So pile two's energy was very much like I'm releasing and letting go of a lot of emotions, which could be relatable to you if you watch pile two. But for your pile, I'm really getting 11:33 in the clock. Like I'm putting back this joy into my life. I'm finding things that make me joyful, that make me happy, that make me feel free. So the cards you have is the Ace of Spring, which is the Ace of Wands. And with this kite and, the spring energy here, you're like a breath of fresh air to people. You are so memorable. You're so unforgettable by just you being you. We have the Queen of Spring, which is the Queen of Wands, which is so interesting. And with the kite, I'm getting you feel free to people. You feel like a very free spirited person that makes others feel free. And we see a butterfly here. So you could be seen as that beautiful butterfly that is always flying around, that brightens up people's day, that everyone wants to catch. And you could be seen as like that kite that is just so free, that makes other people feel free, if that makes sense. We have the Goblin Market in reverse, which is the Devil in reverse. And I'm getting from the Devil in reverse. What am I getting from this? So I'm getting the same vibe I picked up earlier, like how I said you're not someone to mess with. You're someone so cute and sweet and kind and everything like that. I'm seeing like something from a series I watched. I think it's Star Trek, but it's like the new series, like the Lower Deck. I think it's called Lower Deck, where it's like animation or something like that. And there is a little creature that escapes on the kind of spaceship, and it's so cute and cuddly, but then it can also be a little bit deadly because it like can suck out your bones, and it's seen as so cute and harmless, but then like if you really come close to it and mess with it, it can suck out all your bones. So I'm getting the vibe of like I heard no BS detector. So like people mustn't come to you with BS. Otherwise, they're going to underestimate you and think you're so cute and kind, but then they're going to get another side of you. We have the Two of Wands here, the Two of Spring, and we see creativity here again, which is an interesting confirmation. So I spoke about Queen of Wands energy, but here we see this woman like dancing. It kind of reminds me of Tangled. Like you could have a personality quite like Tangled, that character. She was very free-spirited. She loved to create community with those around her. She really got along with kids there, and she liked to paint on the floors and things like that and dance around and bring people together. So you could be seen as that character where, like even how she starts off in the tower in the beginning, you're not meant to keep stuck in one place. Like you're free spirited, you're meant to roam free. And you really bring people together in community in the space of what feels like home. So this is what makes you unforgettable. This is what makes you so memorable. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!